I came back to give you my next 15 Rolling Stones greatest of all time songs. I think I gave you a nice strong list, 1 to 15. I got some good responses. Although my comments aren't turned on for some reason, I'm sure some of you had some comments. I hope they were not negative. I pretty much gave a pretty much standard Stones top 15 list. I think adding Angry at the end might have been debatable. But I really think that's a big Stones hit now to stay. So let me jump right into my next 15. And this isn't like number 16 is the 16th best necessarily. It's just my next 15 best Stones song. And just like on my first one, I put Satisfaction 1. That's not necessarily my pick as number 1 of all time. It's just in chronological order. I try to do the same thing here. Let me start out with, from Beggar's Banquet, Stray Cat Blues. That's an awesome song. The guitar on that Keith Richards came up with is totally awesome. They don't play it that way live, but if you listen to it's like a scratching, really screeching guitar sound and solo, and Mick Jagger's singing. I always neglect Mick Jagger's singing. It's just so standardly great, matching all the instrumentals of the Stones all the time, even today. He's lasted the longest and the best, I think. Although Keith has slipped, he's still good. But the guy's 80 plus years old. Give me a break. Well, we should give him a break. So anyway, Stray Cat Blues, if you listen to the Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, and it's really good on there, the guitar, but it can't match the studio, and the Stones can't match their studio songs live, and we know that. They must do some great technical stuff in the studio, and it's nearly impossible to get it exact. Live With Me is from the Let It Bleed album. That is an awesome song too. If you ever see it live at the Marquee, the Stones have some good live. That is awesome. But the way that song is played, that's a great rock and roller. It's a debauchery type story, which is great for the Stones. It's right up their alley. Bitch is from Sticky Fingers. Bitch would have been a huge hit if the title wasn't Bitch, like some other of the songs I'm going to do shortly. But the song is awesome. It's the flip side of Brown Sugar. You got to go with Brown Sugar in the top 15, but Bitch is in the second 15. Then we go to Goat's Head Soup, Angie. Angie is one of the all-time great slow songs from the Stones. I put Wild Horses in the top 15. Angie very well could have taken its place, but Angie here is much deserved. Then we go to Star Star, otherwise known as Star Fucker. And obviously that cannot be played on the commercial radio when it first came out. Star Star is great. Live, it's great. You ever see the Stones live at Fort Worth, Texas in '78? That is after the '69 Gimme Shelter footage. That's the best on-camera footage I've ever seen for the Stones. Live at Fort Worth, Texas, '78. They just nail it. Keith just came out of drug detox. He was as clean as a whistle, and he was awesome. He was on fire, and so was Mick and everyone else, but Keith especially. Just look at that sometime. Let me continue with this. I'm going to go now to Exile on Main Street, and I included All Down the Line. All Down the Line is a great hit that it's fast. I thought it would be a bigger hit. I don't know why, but it's big. It's great. It's a great hit. When the whistle blows and all that stuff, that's awesome. And there's many more on Exile. I put Tumbling Dice and Happy on my top 15. Those are usually considered the best of that. And then we go to Black and Blue, which is a controversial in a way that people didn't quite like it, but there's one great slow song that could be matched with Wild Horses and Angie, and that's Fool to Cry. That's an awesome song. That is so good. The way they did it in the studio. I think, you know, I never see them do it live too often, but that is just a beautiful, beautiful song. Vic sings it great, and the instrumental, the sound from the studio, and that whole album is awesome. All their sound from their albums are just impeccable. It's not quite the same live, but at least they're playing live. It's not piped in. So let's continue now, and we'll go to this Some Girls album, which was really awesome. And I have two from there. Beast of Burden. Beast of Burden is an awesome song. It's another slow type song that could very well have been in the top 15, I think. And then a rocker, a punk rocker, Shattered. The way they do it in the studio is awesome. They can't play it that way live, but still, it's pretty damn good live. But in the studio, it's freaking awesome. When I heard it for the first time, I couldn't believe it. It was really punkish, and they were trying to match that at the time, I believe. Then we go to the much forgotten Emotional Rescue album, and I'm going to go with Let Me Go. That's one of my favorite songs of all time, Let Me Go. The beginning, Keith has great beginnings. And mixed lines, you go, hit the door, baby, out the door, can't you get it through your thick head? It's a great, great song. Talks about the west side of Manhattan, hitting the gay bars. And I live on the upper west side of Manhattan, and that Emotional Rescue is all about that, you know, like Dance Dance. Hey Keith, what are you doing on West 6th Street or whatever? But anyway, that's a great album. And people don't realize it. But I also included She's So Cold, which is a great studio song, and it's awesome the way they play that. It's another punkish type song. So She's So Cold. And then we're going to go now to the Dirty Work album. And the Dirty Work album had one hit to the body, which was awesome. If you ever saw the video, too, that's when Keith and Mick were at each other's throats. They didn't like each other, and they played it out. One hit to the body. That's a great song. And then I'm going to finish up now with two more. Love Is Hot. She Was Hot. That's a Stone song that's never really played that much, but it's really a fast rocker. The video is awesome, but just the way they play it is awesome too. And I'm going to finally finish up with Love Is Strong. I love that. You Make Me Hard. Those are my top 15 through 30 songs, 16 through 30 of the Rolling Stones. I gave you the top 15. I gave you another 15 to chew on. What do you think? Where do you rank those? And I will give you some more pros later. Alligator and a wild crocodile. Ciao for now. Holy cow. Go Stones, go! Yes! The Rolling Stones.